and gentlemen. I'm here at the January 2018 Metal Investor Forum. I'm speaking this afternoon to CEO of a company that I follow in the HRA Advisories, San Marco Resources. Bob Willis is the longtime CEO of the company. And San Marco, you basically focus on Sonora, Mexico, like almost exclusively.
Yeah, pretty much. All of our projects are in a called the Laramide Rock Belt, basically from the U.S.-Mexico border, down for about 200 kilometers. And so we're staying within that belt where there's a certain age of rocks that we think are very prospective. And we have several properties, two of which we're active on right now in that belt.
Yeah, I mean, San Marco's got a very interesting and efficient, I might add, generative program. That's one of the reasons I follow it. But really, the reason I really like San Marco is that they've always been very, very frugal and able to spot opportunity early. And you've got two projects in particular, very close to each other. Those are the ones that you're really active on and that I think have really big potential. Can you give us like just a sort of a thumbnail sketch of those two projects?
Sure. There's an undrilled porphyry copper gold moly target that we call 1068. This was generated from our alliance that we have with Globetrotters, which they specialize in a proprietary aster anomaly designation, and so we've followed up on some of those targets, and 1068 was one of the first ones that came from that program, and it's been held by other companies in the past, but there really, on a porphyry target, there really wasn't anything spectacular, except our guys were quite diligent and found through basically crawling on their hands and knees up arroyos, it found the exposure of some rocks that very significantly are the potassic alteration in the core of a porphyry copper system. So really it's a very small window that we can see underneath a leach cap. And it's mineralized with reasonable grade of copper and especially gold. There's quite high values of gold up to 0.4 grams and moly. So our current idea on that property is to bring it along and complete an IP program, which we're doing as we speak. And then regionally, it's part of an area that is mineralized with different types of mineralization that would lead us to our Chuniba property that's 7 kilometers to the south. Different type of geology. It's not in a typical porphyry system at surface, but there's epithermal gold silver area on the east side of the property that we've drilled, and a porphyry system on the northwest corner, and then we have a new discovery, very high grade copper silver on the southwest part of the property. So regionally, these two projects that are our main focus at this point in time are regionally have some implications of a very juiced up, if you will, area. So
Okay.
we're very excited about that. So.
Like 1068, that's a pretty big target. I mean, what's your target scale there?
Yeah, we have the leach cap is approximately 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers. Again, there's a smaller exposure on the west side where the mineralization is, and then with if you will, a mushroom-shaped cap over top. There's not a lot of exposure of metals of interest, but it's certainly the alteration is of size. It's very, very large size for a porphyry. So our intention on 1068 is to receive the IP survey. We've completed before Christmas. We'll have that done in a week, and then on 1068 it's drill ready, and we'll decide who's going to pay for the drilling at some point in time. So,
right.
Yeah.
And I think the real focus in the last little while, I know the ones where the crews are, is this new zone on Chuniba, which it's a pretty exciting, cool looking thing. I mean, can you give us an overview of it?
Yeah, it's only been discovered 6 weeks ago, and we're scrambling a little bit to peg it, if you will, as far as what the model is, and we quite frankly have not not made that finding yet, and so we haven't said what it is. What's exciting to me in being in this business for a long time is you know, an area that's 1.7 kilometers of strike, if you will, in one direction so far, and still open, between 100 and 150 meters in the perpendicular direction, still open, of what we consider, you know, high-grade copper. 25% of the rock chip samples we've done so far are over 1% copper. 50% is over 0.2% copper, and silver, you know, silver values are, you know, 1 ounce, a half ounce, up to 2 ounces, you know, along with the copper. So the significance, I think, is that it's all copper, silver, and it's high grade right at surface. Never been sampled before. There's no indication, not that we're aware of, but no indication of previous samples, no sample tags, ribbons, etc. So this is a very, very unique discovery, primarily the grade and the size implications. As far as the model, we'll hone in on that at some point in time, but as long we're continuing to explore and continuing to find very, very high grade copper and silver. And I think one of the key things on the copper minerals in this particular discovery is the primary mineral is bornite, which is one of the higher grade minerals, plus 60% copper, and that has been replaced by even higher grade minerals in chalcocite and digenite. So it's a discovery that is high grade copper minerals. There's no pyrite, there's no chalcopyrite, and so just recently there's some indications geologically that we think that we're very close to the source of this mineralization just because of the mineralogy. Close.
So is that a porphyry, or is that, I guess you don't know, right?
No, we don't.
This is sort of based on temperature or whatever? Is that?
We think that based on the petrographic work we've just completed, that there's several pulses of mineralization and there's hydrothermal enrichment, meaning it's not oxidation. There's no pyrite, so there's no acidic environment. And so the high-grade copper isn't a leaching effect of, and you know, like a leach blanket. So on a typical porphyry copper, you would hope to find that. There are porphyries in the area. Definitely, we know that. There's porphyry intrusives in the area. There's several of them. So in our mind, all of this mineralization, our new high-grade copper-silver discovery, plus the gold breccia that we drilled last fall, plus 1068, we think regionally there's a spatial connection of some sort. What that is, we don't know yet.
Okay. I mean, these are early stage, but I would strongly suggest, as I have several times to my readers, that you take a hard look at San Marco. I mean, this new discovery on Chunabas it's a very interesting looking thing, and the simple truth is, for all of the expenditures and all the guys running around, truly new discoveries don't really come along that often. And I think that's what San Marco may be onto, and those can be game changers and have a really huge impact on the valuation.
Right.
So I'm pretty pumped about it.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming by and talking to the viewers about what this new thing is.
Yeah, thank you very much, and we'll look forward to continual news on this project as we continue to explore.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bob.